Hello and welcome to the English spoken online classes. And in this video, we will discuss about the communication skills. Those are important for any job interview. So, what skills you will require for an interview are discussed here. Let's see that communication skills are essential to nearly every type of job. Means कि अगर आप देखें कि कम्युनिकेशन स्किल जो होता है वो कोई सी भी जॉब हो आपके लिए, तो उसके लिए वो क्या होता है, बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. बिना कम्युनिकेशन स्किल के सिंस द बर्थ ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल एंड टिल इट्स डेथ, what is the most important factor is communication. If one is unable to communicate with other one, then he or she is unable to transmit the actual thought, actual feeling, and actual process from his side to other side. So, for generating these skills, we must have some basic knowledge about these skills. Okay, actually, what interviewers is seeing in an employee whenever he or she is going to face an interview there. And in this video, we will discuss what criteria they have used for choosing a candidate during the job interview and why we need to have an interview which are having such type of qualities in it, or an individual, why we must have an individual which is having a large amount of qualities in him so that it can fulfill the purpose. Okay, we will discuss it one by one. The first thing first, I told you already that communication skills are essential to nearly every type of job. So whatever job you are seeking is, you are going to seek it as you are students. Now, in the coming time, when you will having some qualifications with you, then you need to have a job. If you need to have a job, then definitely you are going to face an interview there. So every job type require interview, has an interview, and it requires some communication skills. So with the right interview questions, potential employers can determine whether a candidate can communicate properly in a number of situations and styles. So अगर हम देखें यहाँ पे कि जो राइट इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, यानी जो क्वेश्चंस होते हैं वो सही पूछे गए या नहीं पूछे गए, तो जो पोटेंशियल एम्प्लॉयर होता है वो पहचान लेता है कैंडिडेट्स को. अगर कोई भी कैंडिडेट प्रॉपरली कम्युनिकेट कर सकता है तो उसे आसानी से पहचान लिया जाता है कुछ क्वेश्चंस के थ्रू, और उन क्वेश्चंस के थ्रू ही उसका एक इवेल्युएशन होता है. इवेल्युएशन होने के बाद में उसका एब्जॉर्प्शन होता है किसी भी जॉब के अंदर. देन द थर्ड वन इज बीइंग एबल टू कम्युनिकेट कैन एंश्योर दैट बोथ द न्यू एम्प्लॉय इज इफेक्टिव इन देयर पोजीशन as well as that they can positively impact their workplace in general. So if some individual is capable of communicating with each other, then whatever project they are working on, whatever workplace they are working on, then they can share the thought process. The thought process is without any restriction. So they keep on transferring their information if they have some proper communication channel in it. So if an individual is capable of communicating with others, then it has a positive impact on their workplace. If we talk in some general sense, let's see what common communication skills one can require for an interview. So this we can understand with the help of this image here. A common communication skills interviewers look for in potential candidates include: the first and the foremost part is the listening skill. See, if an individual is capable of listening in good sense, or we can say it can grab the same sense as the speaker. Then he is considered as a good listener. If we are unable to listen anything properly, then we are not going to answer correctly. So this is the first point that we have to consider here, that listening skill must be good if you want to beat an interview here. The next is confidence. The second thing that an interviewer see in you is confident. How much confident you are. If you are having some master's degree, and if he or she start asking you the questions related to your master's degree, then if you are not able to answer it in confidently, then the interviewer will thought and will take those things as a negative things in you. The next is empathy. So before moving to empathy, we must have a confidence structure with us. So our body, our personality must have a confidence in it. Our dressing sense must have a confidence in it, and our language must have confidence in us. So whatever there is, so this is the most prominent point that an interviewer will consider it. Then next is empathy. Empathy means to understand the emotions of others. Okay, if you are capable of understanding the emotions of others, then it is considered as empathy. So the third point that an interviewer can consider is empathy, whether an individual is empathetic or not. The next point is respect. Whatever you are doing in your workplace and whatever people are sharing with you, you need to listen it very carefully. And then even if listening is also considered as a respectful thing. Okay, whatever rubbish they are talking, and if still you are listening to them before just answering to them, then it is considered as a respect. Then if an individual is capable of respecting others, then he will be absorbed in no time in a job. The next is friendliness. Then what is the meaning of friendliness here? Okay, friendliness means sometimes the boss is saying something to us, or the interviewer is keep on asking the questions, and you are unable to understand what he wants to ask. So you can have a friendly nature in yourself. You must have some friendly nature in yourself, so that you can ask him, sorry, I didn't get you. You can ask him, just tell me one more time. Okay, and the next point is brevity. Here it is, the brevity thing. Okay, brevity is the use of a limited number of words, and you can make anyone understand what you are going to do. Means you have to use some concise statements. And next and foremost, the most important part is non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication is related to our gestures, right? We are having signals, our postures, our facial expressions. All these things come under non-verbal communication actually. So if an individual is having all these factors incorrect, okay, and in correct sense, and they are in good order there, so he is capable of beating any type of job interview. Okay, let's have the explanation of word now, line by line explanation here. The first thing first is active listening. Although we have discussed it, let's see what each line tells us. Active listening means paying close attention to the person who is speaking to you. मीन्स कि एक्टिव लिसनिंग का मतलब होता है कि जो भी आपसे बोल रहा है उसको ध्यान से सुनना है, आपको बहुत ध्यान से सुनना होता है. Then people who are active listeners are well regarded by their co-workers because of the attention and respect they offer others. So people, you can say that who are actual active listeners are well regarded by their co-workers because they know that whatever they are going to say to us, we are going to listen to that. कि वो जो भी कुछ बोलेंगे वो हम सुनते रहते हैं उसके अंदर, हम सुन सकते हैं उसके अंदर. और फिर इसलिए वो हमारी रेस्पेक्ट भी करते हैं फिर वो उसके बदले में, कि अगर हम सबको सुनते हैं सही से, कि जो वो कहना चाहते हैं वो समझ लेते हैं अगर, तो वो रेस्पेक्ट भी करते हैं फिर. सो बीइंग एन एक्टिव लिसनिंग will give you some respect, will help you to earn respect from the others. And you can be an active listener by focusing on speaker, avoiding distractions like cell phones, laptops or other projects, and by preparing questions, comments or ideas to thoughtfully respond. अगर आपको एक एक्टिव लिसनर बनना है तो आपको फोकस करना पड़ेगा स्पीकर के ऊपर कि what he or she actually wanted to tell you. If you are focusing on the speaker, then the words are reaching you without any restrictions and in their correct form. And during interview, you also have to avoid some distractions like cell phones. They keep on, if you keep them on vibration mode, then they keep on disturbing you. If you have laptops and other things, whatever is distracting you, you have to keep away those things if you really want it to become a good listener. Then if you are a good listener, then you get respect here. Let's see the next point, that is adopting your communication style to your audience. Okay, whatever communication style, okay, the communication style of an individual is dependent on the type of audience he is having. Let's say different styles of communication are appropriate in different situations. कि जैसे जैसे conditions अलग होती हैं वैसे वैसे जो different styles होते हैं communication के, उनको यूज़ किया जाना चाहिए. आप एक ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में जाते हैं, एक विलेज में, एक रूरल एरिया के अंदर आते हैं. You are going in a rural area, then you have to have a communication style according to the local people there. And if you are representing an assembly in some London or America, then your communication style must be different. So it is the audience that decide your communication style. So you must have a talent to adapt yourself in different communication style in no time. So as we are having the audience, like the communication style then. And to make the best use of your communication skills, it's important to consider your audience and the most effective format to communicate with them in. So, जो बेस्ट वे है कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स का वो क्या है कि आपको जो ऑडियंस है उसे कंसिडर करना पड़ता है, और ये सबसे एक इफ़ेक्टिव जो फॉर्मेट होता है उनके साथ कम्युनिकेट करने का वो आपको अडॉप्ट करना पड़ेगा. Then the next point come here is friendliness. In friendships, characteristics such as honesty and kindness often foster trust and understanding. See, if we are having some friends, okay, we are almost some honest with the friend because they know our secrets, so we must have to have honest with them. Okay, and kindness, if we have friendship characteristic, then honesty and kindness are already there in us. And the second thing that come to us is understanding. If we are having a friendliness in us, then we are capable of understanding other individuals in no time. And the same characteristics are important in workplace relationships. So the friendliness, if you are capable of understanding others, if you become an honest individual there, and if you are showing kindness to your colleagues there in workplace, so that characteristics help in building the relationships there. And the next point that comes is confidence. Okay, there are many ways to appear confident, including by making eye contact when you are addressing someone, sitting up straight with your shoulders open, and preparing ahead of time so your thoughts are polished. So, if you want to become a confident individual, the first thing comes first. You must have an eye contact with an individual whom, or we can say an interviewer that is asking question to you. So you must have eye contact with them. If you are having eye contact, then it also boosts your confidence, and it also helps you to understand what actually they want to do, what they want to ask you. Okay. So eye contact when you are addressing someone, and sitting up straight with your shoulder open and preparing ahead of time, so your thoughts are polished, and always be prepared ahead of time. You have to see whatever you are going to do. If you have to face some examinations anywhere, and if you are prepared already, then you will be having no hesitation in taking that examination. Okay, so be a confident individual if you really want to have some job. This is the priority thing here. Whatever you are doing, just be confident in doing that thing. Okay, just be confident. Then you'll find confident communication comes in handy during the job interview process. And then if you are a confident person, then it is the most important part of communication skill, and it is going to help you in job interview process. The next is giving and receiving feedback. Okay, then let's say that if you are just giving something, and you are not getting any response on the behalf of that, so you are not going to get actually whatever you are sending is accepted or not. So if you are not getting the feedback for those things, so both the things are necessary in both ways. You have to give the feedback also, and you also have to receive the feedbacks also. Okay, both the ways are necessary for you. If you are not giving the feedback, then the people will thought that whatever I am sending it is good for him. If you are giving a feedback and just telling them that actually this is not enough for me, then they will going to understand you. Okay, if they will understand you, then it is definitely going to help you out. And same thing, if you are sending something, if you are telling something someone, if you have expressed yourself in front of anyone, and just take or receive the feedback from them. Okay, what status is me? Just tell me whether it is correct option that I had chosen, or whether it is the correct way that I am talking to you. Okay, you can have feedback just by saying these questions or asking these questions. Then next is volume and clarity. So when you are speaking, it's important to be clear and audible. जब आप बोल रहे हैं तो जरूरी हो जाता है कि वो क्लियर हो और ऑडिबल हो, यदि सुनाई दे सके किसी को भी. Now, adjusting your speaking voice so you can be heard in a variety of settings is a skill, and it's critical to communicating effectively. So, when you are speaking, it's important that you are clear and audible, that whatever you are saying, it must reach the individual, and then you have to adjust your speaking voice. Okay, if there are several up and downs in speaking. Okay, speaking is also the most important skill of any communication part here. If we have some emotion or pain, we must have some voice like that, so that the individual that is listening to us can understand the pain we are having in us. Okay, and the feelings, the actual feelings, if you really want that the individual in front of you is capable of understanding and it will receive your actual feeling, then you must have a volume and clarity in your voice, and it will help you to communicate effectively. The next point come here is empathy. Having empathy means that you can understand and share emotions of others. So empathy means कि आप दूसरों के जो इमोशंस होते हैं उन्हें समझ सकते हैं और शेयर कर सकते हैं आप अपने इमोशन को, उसे हम एम्पैथी बोलते हैं. उसे क्या बोलते हैं? एम्पैथी. शेयरिंग हो रहा है यहाँ पे. ठीक है. देन this communication skill is important in both team and one-on-one settings. So this communication skill is the most important one. If you are working individually and if you are working in a team, then empathy is the most important part for working in a team, as because a lots of individuals are there, a lots of individual will be there, so that we need to understand the emotions of others, we need to share our emotions too with them, so that we will be having a greater bonding among us. Or if you are still, if you are going one by one, then still it is necessary one to one setting, and between two, then if you are two only, then I still you need to understand and share the emotions also. And in both cases, you will need to understand other people's emotions and select an appropriate response. और दोनों ही केस में भले आप टीम में वर्क कर रहे हैं, वन टू वन सेकेंड में सेटिंग में आपको समझना पड़ेगा दूसरे पीपल के इमोशंस को, और एक जो अप्रोप्रिएट रेस्पॉन्स है उसको क्या करना पड़ेगा, सेलेक्ट करना पड़ता है. देन कम्स द रेस्पेक्ट हियर. अ की एस्पेक्ट ऑफ respect is knowing when to initiate communication and respond. So this is the most important part. You must have to wait until the individual that is saying something to you has finished his talk with you, okay, and has finished his question or has finished his statement in front of you. If you start speaking in between, then it is a point of disrespect there. So the main and most important part is that you must have to know that when you have to initiate the communication and when you need to respond, whether I have to initiate the communication or not, or whether I have to respond to this question now. This is the timing is the most important and the crucial part in this. Then respectfully communicating also means using your time with someone else wisely, staying on topic, asking clear questions and responding fully to any questions you have been asked. So respectfully communicating means you are using your time with someone else wisely, कि आप दूसरे के साथ अपना समय जो है बहुत ही ज़्यादा सही से इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. आप टॉपिक के ऊपर ही हैं, आप टॉपिक से भटक नहीं रहे हैं, आपका जो क्वेश्चन है वो बिल्कुल साफ है, आप जो सवाल पूछते हैं वो बिल्कुल साफ होता है इससे, और आप पूरी तरह से रेस्पॉन्ड करते हैं. जो भी क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछा जाता है तो आप रेस्पॉन्ड करते हैं फिर पूरी तरीके से, क्योंकि आप समझ लेते हैं कि एक्चुअली वो क्या पूछना चाहते थे. अगर हम एंड तक चले जाते हैं, सिर्फ दो शब्द सुन के हम नहीं पहुंच सकते डिसीजन पे कि एक्चुअली वो क्या कहना चाहता है जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है हमसे. तो ये क्या कहता है कि दिस इज all these aspects, if we have the knowledge of initiating the communication, if we have the knowledge when to respond, and if we have the capability, then we have the capability to stay on topic, we can ask the clear questions, we can respond fully to the questions when the question is asked to us, then it is a sign of respect here. Then the next point is understanding non-verbal cues. The next point is understanding non-verbal cues. A great deal of communication happens through non-verbal cues such as body language, facial expressions, and eye contact. So the communication, if you want to have a good communication, and if you are saying someone, so in the confident point, you have already seen that if you really wanted to have a boost your confidence, you must have eye contact. If you are having eye contact with them, then you can read the facial expression of those individuals. You can understand their body language, and if you are just standing by bowing your head, then you are not going to understand what actual sense of that question and what actual feeling of that individual is having, whatever is whoever is in front of you. Then the next is, when you are listening to someone, you should be paying attention to what they are saying as well as their non-verbal language. So अगर आप किसी को सुनना चाहते हैं तो आप उस पर भी अटेंशन देना पड़ेगा, जो वो बोल रहा है उसके साथ साथ उसकी जो नॉन वर्बल लैंग्वेज होती है, यानी जो फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन है, बॉडी लैंग्वेज है, उसके ऊपर भी आपको ध्यान देना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी होता है. तो दिस इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द नॉन वर्बल क्यूज इन नो टाइम. सो बिकॉज without the non-verbal cues, no statement is going to become a complete statement. By the same measure, you should be conscious of your own body language when you are communicating to ensure you are sending appropriate cues to others. And if you are using the same measure here, okay, you should be conscious of your own body language. You must have a knowledge of your own body language and conscious whether you are justifying the statement or not. So you also need to focus on your body language also if you really want to have a good communication with others. And next is responsiveness. Responsiveness. Whether you are returning a phone call or sending a reply to an email, fast communicators are viewed as more effective than those who are slow to respond. So, if you got a phone call from somewhere and if you are not responding to it immediately, then, and if you have received a mail, for that you have to answer to that mail, and if you are not responding in less time, then you are not considered as a good communicator here. Only the fast communicators are considered as effective because they are capable of responding in no time. They are saving a lot of time of the individual. Yeah. And slow responders are not effective then. And one method is to consider how long your response will take. Is this a request or question you can answer in the next 5 minutes? Okay, one method to consider how long your response will take. कितना होता है, कितना response आपका होगा. तो एक request है, ये question है जो आपको अगले 5 मिनट में आंसर करना है. तो आपको एक प्रैक्टिस करना होता है कि आपको 5 मिनट में आंसर करना है, 2 मिनट में आंसर करना है. तो उसके लिए you need to practice. Now we move on to the important points. Why interviewer test communication skills? This is the most important part. So far we have discussed different communication skills. Now the question arises here is why interviewer need to test these communication skills before absorbing an individual for a particular job or before hiring an individual for a particular job. So let's see that clear communication is an essential component in a productive and healthy work environment. जो एक साफ कम्युनिकेशन है और जो एक एसेंशियल बहुत ज़रूरी कंपोनेंट होता है कि प्रोडक्टिव बनाना है हमें और एक हेल्दी वर्क एनवायरनमेंट देना है. सो एम्प्लॉइज विद ग्रेट कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स कैन इम्प्रूव नॉट ओनली देयर कंपनी कंट्रीब्यूशंस बट ऑल्सो देयर ओवरऑल जॉब सेटिस्फैक्शन. तो जो एम्प्लॉइज़ होते हैं जिनके पास बहुत ज़्यादा कम्युनिकेशन स्किल होता है, यानी बहुत अच्छा कम्युनिकेशन स्किल होता है, वो सिर्फ कंपनी में ही अपना कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं देते, जो उनको जॉब दी गई है उसमें वो सेटिस्फाई हो जाते हैं. देन एडिशनल बेनिफिट्स ऑफ इंटरव्यूअर्स टेस्टिंग फॉर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स बिफोर हायरिंग समवन इंक्लूड दैट दे कैन. So additional benefits, what additional benefit an interviewer is testing by the help of communication skill are, the first thing is measure a person's ability to make decisions and communicate those decisions to others. वो मेज़र करता है कि एक पर्सन की एबिलिटी, डिसीजन लेने की एबिलिटी कितनी अच्छी है और वो कितना आसानी से कम्युनिकेट कर सकता है अपने उन डिसीजन को दूसरों के साथ में कि मैंने फैसला लिया. एक तो डिसीजन ले रहा है और उसको भेज रहा है आगे की तरफ. देन द सेकेंड पॉइंट इज डिटरमाइन इफ अ कैंडिडेट विल बी एबल टू इफेक्टिवली हैंडल अनसेटिस्फाइड कस्टमर्स इन एन एम्पैथेटिक मैनर. और ये पता करना कैंडिडेट का कि क्या वो इफेक्टिवली हैंडल कर लेगा जो अनसेटिस्फाई होता है. देखिए, अब जो कस्टमर होता है उसको एक इमोशनल हो जाता है. कस्टमर कोई भी आप प्रोडक्ट लेता है तो उसके जो इमोशंस हैं उसको समझना है पहले और अपने जो इमोशंस होते हैं उसको शेयर करना है. तो एक एम्पैथेटिक मैनर में क्या वो कैंडिडेट एक अनसेटिस्फाइड कस्टमर को सेटिस्फाई कर पाएगा या नहीं. सो दीज पॉइंट्स आर ऑल्सो यूटिलाइज्ड बाय द इंटरव्यूअर्स टू टेस्ट द कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स. If a potential employee will be able to successfully represent your brand and positively spread awareness of your brand. So, अब क्या देख रहे हैं कि एक पोटेंशियल एम्प्लॉय क्या वो सक्सेसफुली आपका जो ब्रांड है क्या उसे पॉजिटिवली इतनी अवेयरनेस वो आपके ब्रांड के बारे में फैला सकता है या नहीं. तो ये कॉन्फिडेंट होगा, पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड होगा किसी भी काम को करने के लिए तो वो उसको पहुंचा सकता है आगे. देन कम्स द डिटरमिन. Then next is determine if someone will be able to work well within a team. So ये भी पता करना होता है कि क्या एक इंडिविजुअल एक टीम में वर्क कर सकता है या नहीं. So whatever points we had discussed earlier, these helped us to understand why an interviewer need to consider all those points to hire someone or to test the communication skills of an individual. So putting the effort into testing for communication skills during the interview process can help a company save time and money as well as potentially reduce workplace turnover and employee dissatisfaction. और अगर पहले ही जो कम्युनिकेशन स्किल में ही क्या कर लिए जाते हैं, एफर्ट ले लिए जाते हैं कम्युनिकेशन स्किल को टेस्ट करने के लिए इंटरव्यू के दौरान, तो कंपनी टाइम बचा लेती है, पैसा बचा लेती है कि जो उसका वर्क प्लेस का टर्नओवर है तो वो इफेक्टिव हो जाता है. और ये नहीं है कि एम्प्लॉय डिससेटिस्फाई हो फिर बीच में वो छोड़ने के लिए बोले तो सारा इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस जो होता है वो मीनिंगलेस हो जाता है. So to make it a meaningless thing, the communication skills must be tested before hiring or before providing or before giving a job to an individual. See, even if you people are going to hire and you are going to become a teacher, and if you are not capable of sending your knowledge to your students, then you are not capable of doing the job. You must have to improve your communication skills, because without the communication skills nothing is possible, you can say that. Not even the sharing of knowledge, not even the sharing of emotions, everything is required, and these are the most important points for the job also. Okay, for this is the part first, and what questions you need to answer and what questions would be asked by the interviewers to you people on the job, that will be in our next part. Okay, thank you everyone.